Oh, g'day, it's Les Mauley here. Just thought to come at you with a wee recollection been tiddling through my brain of late. We're actually on my American tour, which is still ongoing, but this was a while back. I've been taking leave of old Matara for quite some time now, and anyway, I found myself in, of all places, Flagstaff, Arizona, and seeing as I've driven a truck or two in times past, I thought to apply at a local giggery for the hauling of aggregate down to the sun-baked expanse of Phoenix, Arizona. And so I got on board, and lo and behold, there I found myself wheeling down the road. I wasn't behind the wheel, mind. It were a man by the name of Thumper, a big old American bloke, needless to say American. Name of Thumper, I say, because he'd banged after the women in Flagstaff. Funnily enough, and perhaps plainly enough at that. But anyway, so we're rolling down the hills there to the flatlands of the desert, and on and on he blows, this, that, and the other. Wasn't she a fair one? Wasn't she a good old hold and squeeze and all that sort of thing? And well, he suddenly turns to me. I was in the passenger seat, like I say, and training mission it were, you know. But anyway, he turns to me and says, "Here, old Les, Les of Matara, tell us about the last good old shag you had." And well, he didn't use that word shag because that's an un-Americanism, as it were. And but you know, that's a polite way to put it. So I turns to him and I says, "Old Thumper, I think I'd be offending you a bit if I told you about the last good old shag I had, seeing as I bat for the other team and all." And he says, "Eh?" Well, he doesn't say "eh" because that's a non-Americanism either, or "to" as well as also. But he turns to me and says, "What you mean by that?" More fair demanding it than asking. Catch my drift. And I said, "Well, I'll bet for the other team. I don't know how else to put it." So he chews on this. I mean, literally so. He's chewing his tobacco, you know, and he's got this foul little cup sitting by him, all packed with tissue paper, spot, every few minutes, like, you know. And then he cottons on. And speaking of patting, he cottons on, and he says, "Oh, well," and he just blinks at me for a few secs, and the old Peterbilt veers off the road, and rumble strips go by, chugga-da, and he corrects the old sway there, the old drift, and keeps on chewing his cud, and then after a few minutes in stone silence, he reaches over, slaps me squarely on the shoulder. Thought he was going to punch me, actually, but he said, "As long as you can drive my truck, I don't give a flying." And there it was. And so, spent a few months on that old gig, and onward we rolled. We're into Nevada next, and that's another story. But I'll catch you on the flip-flop, as the old buggers say here. Good on you.